It's that time of year, finally.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Here we are with week number 1 of the NFL. Before we even get started on tonight, Brandon, I want your take on a little college football. What do you think? And you know, us being up here, I'm going to ask you about Buffalo. We'll be asking about the Giants. We'll be asking you about Syracuse. And Syracuse picked to be dead last in the ACC, by the way. But this Dungy, did you see any of that game last week? And this guy, what's gotten into him? And he's doing the Johnny. What was it was a Manziel doing the little snapping to the bench, the money snap. And,
well, that kid, the wide receiver, the 6'6", I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Boy, he is money.
Okay,
I don't know who can guard him.
What do you think?
You go to a MAC conference school and light it up like that. That was unbelievable. They have weapons offensively.
Yeah.
I like this kid at quarterback. You know, you start going on the road and putting up 50 spots. I don't care who you are. A lot of people liked Western Michigan in that game. A lot of services and stuff I was reading online. But again, non-conference schedule. But they most certainly look great offensively. Again, I'm a little shocked that their defense got lit up as badly as they did.
Yeah.
Western Michigan's offense is actually pretty good. Their quarterback's pretty good, but watch out because if your offense looks that good, they're going to put up points on people, flat out. I mean, I was impressed. I watched the whole game and was like, wow.
Yeah.
I saw signs of it last year, but they definitely put on a show.
And then I do want to ask you, do you, as somebody who's not from here, get sick and tired of every time there's a Syracuse game, there's this throwback to the announcer, because every sports announcer seems to have gone to SU. Does it, as a fan of maybe another team, do you look at it like, okay, enough with the SU stuff?
No.
Just wondering.
It's about the football on the field.
Yeah, I get
References are made. Listen, honestly, who really pays attention to announcers?
That's a very good point.
Think about it.
I should pay very close attention to that. All right, and then the Bills. What do you think about the choice? The choice to trade, the choice for Peterman over Josh Allen. What are your thoughts?
Didn't like it. Didn't like the trade for letting Tyrod go. I mean, all the guy did was get you to the playoffs and almost engineered an upset of Jacksonville. But you're going to make your bed with Peterman. I agree with not starting. There's two sides of the coin. One, be like the Dallas Cowboys and Troy Aikman, who went 1-15 his rookie year and just got beat. Mm-hmm. You know what? They said, we're going to stink. Let's throw him in here. Let's just put him in the frying pan. And then, they go on their 3 Super Bowls in 4 years once they built the team around it. Now, that's Dallas' way of doing it. And there's Steve Young. I mean, Steve Young, people tend to forget Hall of Famer Steve Young sat on the bench holding a clipboard for 4 years watching Joe Montana and couldn't get in the line. I think it was 5 years. 5 years. 5 years sitting on the bench behind a Hall of Famer just watching and learning, stepped right in and went on to win Super Bowls. So I tend to think that the way to do it is just throw them in there like the Jets are and take your lumps and let them learn, because you only watch so much film. You got to be, I said this on your show before, if you're an NFL quarterback, the one thing you got to be able to do where you're going to be gone is read defenses in the NFL. The only way you learn that is on the job training.
And I got to say, though, that had Montana not been there, Steve Young would have started. And there ain't no Montana in Buffalo right now.
No, but again, there's something to be said.
Yeah, I get it.
Of setting and watching and learning. But in this day and age, and in this NFL, with the way this game is played, you throw them in there and live and die. Listen, I don't think Buffalo is going to be very good. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't. But I do feel that if you take your lumps this year with that kid, I think he's going to be an unbelievable quarterback in the NFL.
All right, let's start with tonight. Atlanta at Philadelphia. It all begins week number 1.
What's changed? Here we go again.
Yeah.
Nick Foles last year looked terrible on Monday night against the Raiders. Looked terrible last game of the year against Dallas. The whole world got off him. The Eagles are dead. Nick Foles can't do it. He proceeds to win 3 playoff games, Super Bowl MVP, and bam, he looked like he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Well, preseason, Nick Foles has looked terrible. Nick Foles is god-awful. The Eagles are nuts. This is still an Eagles defense that flat-out plays ball. And at the end of the day, you look at Atlanta on the road, 2-6 against the number away from home. And this is a situation where Doug Peterson at home, 13-4 against the number at Lincoln Financial Field. I rode them last year every game in the playoffs, and they made me a ton of money. This line was 3.5. It's now down to 1. People betting Atlanta like they know the final score. All right, fly, Eagles fly. I'll take them again.
What's the line?
Eagles are -1. It's 3.5.
Oh, wow.
When Wentz was supposed to play, once it's been announced that Nick Foles is going to play. Remember, in the playoffs last year, Atlanta was a 3-point road favorite. Minnesota was a 3-point road favorite. And then they were getting the 6th number in the Super Bowl. You just, listen, first time a number 1 seed's ever been an underdog, in the plum underdog in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I just think Philadelphia's the better team.
I want to ask you, Tom Brady says he wants to play till he's 45. And what is this year going to look like for New England? They host Houston at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Points. They're going to score. These guys are going to score, and they're going to score big. I'm going to go over the posted total with those two on Sunday.
Bills at Baltimore.
That game, I like under the posted total. I think Ravens' defense against Peterman, and believe it or not, Ravens are going to try to run the football. And you run the football in the NFL, you are going to work clock. I'm going to play the Ravens and Buffalo under the posted total.
Giants host Jacksonville, 1 o'clock game.
Which, by the way, the last 4 home openers for the Ravens have gone under. I hate to say it. I don't know if you watched the Jacksonville first-string defense playing the preseason. It's unbelievable how good they are. And it's going to be tough for anybody to score in this game. I'm going to go Jacksonville and the Giants under the posted total.
I'm not a believer. I'll be honest with you. I think with Odell Beckham Jr. coming back and Sterling Shepard looks fantastic and the new running back, I need to be convinced that the Giants will lose this game. I guess I'll find out on Sunday.
Yep, absolutely.
Jets at Detroit. This is the early game Monday.
Rookie quarterback, first start on the road against a really good defensive coordinator who's really good against rookie quarterbacks. I will force Mr. Darnold to play a perfect game on Monday night. I'm not a big favorites guy, but I would lay it before I ever thought about taking a rookie quarterback on the road Monday night.
And finally, is there one single pick in there that you like this week?
His favorite quarterback. Come on, you got to ask him about.
The one that jumps out at me is the under in Jacksonville and the Giants.
Okay. Finally, this is week number 1 for the NFL. Week number 1 for Brandon Lang. By the way, it's brandonlang.com before you do any betting, which, by the way, is legal soon in New York.
Well, we'll
legal
see.
in New York very soon. It's also the first week that Kathy calls in from Rome with her question on Michigan State. Kathy, you're on with Brandon Lang.
Hi, Brandon. I hope you had a nice summer. I have to ask you, what's the outcome for Michigan State, how well they're going to do? They had a close call last Friday night.
I hate to say this, but I think we lost Brandon.
Oh.
And it's just a very big shame. Anybody want to answer a question?
Kathy, I think they're going to do wonderful.
Okay, wonderfully.
Go Spartans, go.
And the other thing is, don't laugh, but I'm wondering how is the Miami Dolphins going to do?
We'll save that question for Brandon next week.
All right.
We had him sitting for about 10 minutes. I think he was a little PO'd. So.
All right, thank you.
What are you going to do?